Well, just a quick one today. Let me tell you about something that really irked me, but it's something you should know. Um, so, I'll give you some of the context. There was a public, I guess you could call it a public utility. It was a sauna, and it was shut down years ago and never reactivated. And when I inquired why, the response I got, completely candid, was, well, we used to get complaints that it wasn't activated after we shut it down. But over the years, the complaints got less and less, and pretty much you're the first one that's brought it up in a long time. And we're just gonna, because no one's complaining anymore, and it's been such a long time, we're just gonna forget about it. They still have. It's been forgot about. This sucker's been paid for, everything, and it's not activated. And but the lesson here is, I don't think he was alone when he said that. I think in the higher levels of government administration, they teach you to just ignore complaints, ignore inquiries, ignore investigations, ignore maybe legal situations, all that. Just ignore it. Deny, ignore. You'll see that in the Veterans Administration, the medical side, the VA. There's some little saying that says deny until they die, something like that. I forget what the saying is, but it's really evident there. And so that's something I wasn't really cognizant of until I got a slap in the face by it. A real deal Holyfield ignorance policy. And so be aware of that. If things are getting fixed, whether it's the roads, there's big old potholes that have been there forever. Yeah, for example, in my town, there's one street, like, it's got a huge, it's more like a pothole is not apt enough. It's more like a continent hole, right? It's huge. It takes up the whole road. You can't hardly bob and weave and run around it. And yet, they have a code enforcement officer complaining about little things that are not infrastructure related, and yet they can't seem to fix this stinking road. It's been like that for years. It's just getting worse. It's getting more and more erosion. I mean, at least put some tar gravel in there or something. I mean, make an effort. But it's almost like diversion. Like, okay, well, we know we have stuff, but you got this, so we're going to occupy you with that, and you leave us free to concentrate on you instead of on what we needed to be doing. So there's all this obfuscation and misdirection and sleight of hand, magician tricks and things like that. And you ought to be aware of that from an early age, if possible, or tell people, because it is so common. And until it gets to you a few times, it's easy to ignore. Like, oh, they didn't mean to do that, or it'll be better, next administration, or they want to get to it, but so many other things are going on, are urgent, and this is more like one of those things you can put on the back burner. So when people just talk, the more words they use, the less energy they have for action. And you can tell because time will tell. And so that's something you should be aware of, kind of like a little bit of a life advice. So many things that are getting undone or they're neglected. And most things, the longer you neglect them, the worse it gets. So it's not saving any money. It's not helping anybody. It's just, what do you, it's dodging responsibility. And too much of that, it's not, it's going to be a system crisis, because nothing, you can't, I mean, everything is built out of something, and if you don't take care of it, the cracks are going to be showing. So, okay, well, I think that's it for this one. I'm a little blurry on how I want to do my channel. Like, I'm trying this daily update thing, obviously, and it doesn't seem to be making any traction the way I want. So maybe I just gotta go back to the old format where I just focus on like some object or something and then talk about it. Well, it's true. I mean, actors and things have the same problem. Like, they'll play a role in a movie or play or something, or a TV commercial, and then they were doing a job, right? And then in real life they're completely different, but then they'll run into the people that are fans of their acting, and these people are just so like wired into thinking of them a certain way, and pretty soon they just want you to be stuck in some role that was fake that you did for money. And they don't want to know the real you. So a lot of actors have that problem. The real them is completely different from whatever roles they're playing. I mean, they were typecast into something. It's like you see the fancy shoe, you don't see the foot behind it. So there's a lot of real people. There's real people out there with real problems. I'm one of them, and whether I want to talk about that or talk about something to keep you all interested, we'll see. But okay, I gotta cut this off here. I gotta get to work. By the way, how are you doing work-wise? Do you just have one work, or do you have two? I have a full-time, which is considered 40 hours, and then a part-time. I don't know how a person can live on 40 hours of work. The way this economy is, and the debts and things piling up, and the price of energy and stuff. The 40-hour work week, I think, is just like, it's half of what you need. I'm working so much. I don't know how I lived on 40 hours. Well, I wasn't. I was sinking down in I'm trying to get out. Uh-oh, you know what that means. Trying to get out of the quicksand. So anyway, see if you can do that. See if you can get 2 or more jobs, or like that. And that way, if one job goes sideways, you can hop to the other one. It's called redundancy.